In professional sports, franchises dream about the potential of getting a player that can step in and completely alter the future of their organization. The type of player that within a few seasons can transform a team from the bottom of the league to a championship contender. The Pittsburgh Penguins have been fortunate enough in their team's history to be able to draft more than one of these players, including Mario Lemieux back in 1984, and then just about 20 years later, Sidney Crosby in 2005. What some people forget is that these two legends from different generations actually played on the same team in Lemieux's final NHL season and in Crosby's rookie year. After becoming the face of the franchise and arguably the greatest player in hockey history, winning 2 cups with the Penguins, 6 scoring titles, 3 league MVPs, and really putting the city of Pittsburgh on the map as a hockey town, Lemieux was now in the final stage of his career. Despite battling a multitude of injuries and even overcoming a battle with Hodgkin's lymphoma over the course of his career, he decided to come back to the Penguins after the lockout in 2004-05. And with the Penguins again in a rough financial state as a franchise, fans getting the chance to see both Lemieux and Crosby play on the same team was a huge selling point and reason enough for people to buy tickets. Although Pittsburgh wasn't a very good team in the 05-06 season, they certainly had some big names and exciting players. Crosby and Lemieux, of course, were at the top of the list, but they also had well-known veterans including Sergei Gonchar, Mark Recchi, John LeClaire, and Ziggy Palffy. And they had some young guns like Ryan Malone, Colby Armstrong, Ryan Whitney, and a 21-year-old Marc-Andre Fleury getting most of the action between the pipes. Immediately upon his arrival, it was clear that Sid the Kid was going to be a superstar in the NHL. He had 12 goals and 28 points in his first 25 games, and these numbers would continue all throughout the season. And as for Mario, although he was mainly contributing on the power play, 8 of the 22 points he'd get in his final season were when both he and Sid factored in on the same goal, many of them coming via the power play. Unfortunately, the 40-year-old Lemieux would play just 26 games this season, and in January of 2006, he'd be forced to retire for the second time, this time for good, because of something called atrial fibrillation, an issue which caused an irregular heartbeat. Although it was short-lived, Crosby and Lemieux playing together on the same team was fascinating to see and is something we may never see again in the National Hockey League. It was the ultimate passing of the torch from the man who originally saved the franchise to the kid who would do it again over the next decade plus himself. Crosby finished the season with 102 points, behind only Alex Ovechkin among all rookie scorers, and although the Penguins would miss the playoffs in 2005-06, the next year he and the Pens would start a playoff streak that would last 16 seasons, which included 4 trips to the Stanley Cup Final and 3 Stanley Cup victories, including back-to-back in 2016 and 2017. It's also important to note that not only were Sid and Mario teammates, but Lemieux also let Crosby stay at his house for the first few seasons of his career to get him acclimated and comfortable with being an NHL superstar. The ultimate move of a mentor and someone who wanted the best for a young player he saw incredible potential in.